A ghost is haunting the borders of Europe, and it's carrying enough firepower to level an entire city. NATO satellites have just tracked a mysterious Russian ghost train moving toward the Ukrainian border. This isn't a supply line. It's a mobile nuclear launcher that has been missing for months. As President Trump orders a massive troop surge in Poland, the world watches the tracks. Is Putin preparing for the ultimate escalation? Stay tuned as we track the train that refuses to be caught. For the past 72 hours, high-altitude surveillance has been locked onto a heavily armored rail convoy deep inside Russian territory, known as the Barguzin, or ghost train. This mobile missile system is designed to look like a standard civilian refrigerator car from above, making it nearly impossible to target. Intelligence reports suggest the train is carrying multiple RS-24 Yars intercontinental ballistic missiles. This move comes as a direct response to the U.S. Navy's blockade in the Middle East. President Putin, in a brief statement, called the deployment a routine exercise for national sovereignty. However, the Pentagon isn't taking chances. President Trump has authorized Operation Iron Guardian, moving elite paratroopers and Aegis Ashore defense units closer to the Russian-European border. The message from the White House is clear. If that train stops at the border, it's an act of war. Sources: The Guardian. NATO raises alert levels as Russian mobile missile units move toward border. May 2, 2026. TASS. Russian Defense Ministry announces strategic rail exercises. May 3, 2026. The southern border has turned into a high-tech war zone. While the world looks at Iran and Russia, a new threat has emerged right at America's doorstep. Cartels are now using military-grade swarms of drones to smuggle illicit cargo and bypass National Guard sensors. But President Trump has seen enough. He has just authorized an immediate shoot-to-kill order for any unauthorized drone entering U.S. airspace. Is this the beginning of a domestic drone war? We have the exclusive footage and the Pentagon's latest strategy. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security, DHS, has reported a 400% increase in unauthorized drone incursions along the Texas-Mexico border over the last week. These aren't hobbyist drones. They are sophisticated, GPS-guided units capable of carrying heavy payloads and avoiding traditional radar. In a late-night executive order, President Trump declared a national security emergency at the border. He has deployed the newly formed Drone Interception Task Force, equipped with electronic jammer guns and autonomous interceptor drones. If it flies over our wall without a permit, it doesn't land back in one piece, Trump stated during a rally. Critics are concerned about international law, but the White House maintains that protecting the border is the #1 priority while U.S. forces are occupied overseas. The sky over the Rio Grande is now officially a restricted combat zone. Sources: Fox News. Trump deploys National Guard drone task force to southern border. May 3, 2026. Border Report. DHS confirms record number of cartel drone incursions. May 2, 2026. The war isn't just in the sky or on the land. It has officially moved to the bottom of the ocean. While everyone was watching the satellites, the U.S. Navy has just activated a secret project known as Deep Shield. Reports indicate a massive underwater sonic defense grid has been deployed to protect global internet cables from mystery submarines. President Trump has warned that any attempt to cut the world's pulse will be met with immediate force. Are we looking at the start of a deep-sea conflict? Here is what the Pentagon doesn't want you to know. Global intelligence has been buzzing about dark submarines moving near critical transatlantic and Pacific internet cables. These cables carry 99% of the world's data and financial transactions. In a swift move, the Pentagon has confirmed the completion of Project Deep Shield, a vast network of underwater AI-driven sensors and autonomous combat submersibles. President Trump, speaking from a naval base, declared that the era of underwater sabotage is over. Our enemies think they can hide in the dark depths of the sea. They are wrong. We see them, we track them, and we are ready to neutralize them, Trump said. This system is designed to detect the acoustic signature of any unauthorized vessel within miles of the cables. As global tensions rise, the security of the deep sea has become the new front line for economic survival. Sources: Defense News. Navy confirms activation of Undersea Infrastructure Protection System. May 3, 2026. Reuters. Internet security at risk as mystery subs shadow undersea cables. May 2, 2026. The silent war in orbit just got loud. For years, we've talked about Star Wars technology. But tonight, it's reality. A secret U.S. Space Force unit has reportedly intercepted a ghost satellite that was attempting to jam military communication over the Pacific. President Trump has just declassified footage of the encounter, showing a level of technology that was thought to be decades away. Is the final frontier becoming the front line? We have the details on the Aegis X orbital intercept that has the world's superpowers in a state of shock. General B. Chance Saltzman of the U.S. Space Force has confirmed a successful neutralization of a rogue orbital asset. This mystery satellite was using advanced electromagnetic pulses to black out U.S. carrier groups in the South China Sea. However, the Pentagon revealed that they have been tracking this ghost satellite for weeks, using a new AI-driven surveillance network. In a surprise address from the Pentagon, President Trump announced that the U.S. will no longer tolerate orbital bullying. He confirmed the use of the Aegis X system, a non-kinetic high-power laser designed to blind enemy sensors without creating dangerous space debris. "We own the high ground, and we intend to keep it," Trump said. While Russia and China have called for an emergency UN session, the U.S. Space Force has already moved additional interceptor wings into position. The battle for the stars has officially begun. Sources: Space News. Space Force confirms first-ever orbital intercept of rogue jamming satellite, May 3, 2026. The Pentagon report: declassified Operation Star Shield, successful in Pacific Theater, May 2, 2026. This is it, the point of no return. President Trump has just signed the most aggressive executive order in American history, the Total Tech Blockade. From semiconductors to AI algorithms, the United States is officially cutting off all technical oxygen to its adversaries. "If you attack our satellites or our borders, you lose your future," Trump declared in a chilling address. Is this the move that finally triggers a global collapse, or is it the only way to prevent World War III? We have the final breakdown of the order that has changed the world tonight. The Total Tech Blockade, TTB, is a sweeping policy that prevents any company using U.S. patents, software, or hardware from exporting to countries identified as adversarial threats. This includes a total ban on high-end AI chips, cloud computing access, and even deep-sea cable maintenance. Economic experts are calling it the digital Iron Curtain. President Trump, in a live broadcast from the Rose Garden, stated that American innovation will no longer be used to build weapons for its enemies. "We have built the modern world, and if necessary, we can take the keys back," he warned. The markets are in a tailspin, and world leaders are scrambling to react. As we close this investigative series, one thing is certain. The era of global cooperation is over, and the era of the tech fortress has begun. Sources: Bloomberg. Trump signs executive order for total technological decoupling, May 3, 2026. Wall Street Journal. Tech markets face unprecedented volatility after White House blockade, May 3, 2026.